Welcome to Stoned Ape game number 4, episode 2. This is the King of the Hill game where I started in the middle with 5 empires and we are facing 6 teams of 4, although they're quickly falling apart. When we left off, we were just on the cusp of actually starting the game for real and fighting. There had been some skirmishes. There's been some fighting. There'd been some politics and negotiations, but really it's been pretty boring, to be honest. It was a pretty boring start. But it's about to get interesting. I have called out blue as the team to beat. Grimson in particular is the player to beat. They've been consuming yellow, who's basically just given up. They seem to be at peace with green, who's done almost nothing. There was a little bit of fighting with them and pink, but that seemed to have been stopped. Red and pink, a little bit of fighting, but not much there. Purple and red, a little fighting, not much there. I've launched now. And really, the only enemy for sure I have is blue. Red has been saying they would work with me, and and purple as well, but they're weakened, so I figured I would kill them. So let's go ahead on and just see how this progresses as we go. And as I'm getting closer here, I hit cycle 10, and that allows me to add some warp gates. I tack out and I wanted to just test the waters of green and see what happens there. I was in no big threat of being attacked. Building up in the south because they're building up in the south. I originally had moved a bunch of ships down there to attack pink. Red asked me to not. Fine, they're in position to defend. So we move on, and you can see the warp gates now are really kicking in and getting everything to the tips of the 4 quadrants that I have. It was about here that purple was saying, "Hey, I'm going to work with you. Do you want us to move our ships?" And I'm like, "Yeah, let's go ahead and do that." So they don't put up much of a fight, and I make landfall. And you can see that they actually moved off, so I don't lose a lot of ships. They moved off, so I don't lose any ships. And at this point now I have 3 touch points. I'm about to make landfall here. I was going to win with 52. Nothing happening down here. About to land here, except I'm going to lose. They easily defended. That was really just again, just letting them know I'm playing the game. I was trying to snipe Stuart Mills, but it was I didn't expect that to actually work at all. But I'm like, well, if I can get rid of their banking, then let me do that. Now, at this point of the game, again, I am behind in weapons, but I'm up in terraforming. And I have been prioritizing terraforming because I'm so protected. I figured my logic is if I can get enough terraforming, I can get enough science to then quickly catch up in weapons. By the time anyone gets to me, I'll be fine. And so I really didn't know what to do here, but I decided to go ahead, even though I could with this 500 ships, 600 ships, 700 ships, I could probably have taken purple. And I don't know if it was a right move or not. But what I was trying to do was stop blue from getting, you see how he's going? He's trying to get all these home worlds. Once he gets 8, he can cut off his changes API, and I won't be able to see. So if you look here, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He's already sitting there 7, 8, 9. As soon as they transfer those 2 stars, easily he'll be able to cut me off, and this whole northern part of the map will become blind to me. But I wanted to get in position and start taking stars in the outer ring. My assumption is at any point I can take these purple stars. If I do it now, I lock them in as an enemy. And and they do have like a thousand ships down here on the border, so I'm just as well off helping them and working with them and pushing into what I think my enemy is. I don't know if it's the right strategy or not. I kind of think I should kill them, but more than anything else, it annoys everyone else because the whole ring has been saying that they just need everyone to stop fighting each other, stop helping me, and attack me. And so if I make them an enemy, then it unites the ring. So even though it might be like tactically better for me to kill and take purple stars, the sheer morale destruction of them knowing one of the 5 teams is working with me is beautiful. And I'm also still working with red. Now I'm nervous because what I see down here is this buildup of ships. But anyway, let's carry on. We have, we'll look over here a little bit. So that blew up. I do land here. I ran out of money to warp gate. I spent all my money foolishly, so I couldn't get my next wave of people out there. And that really just makes it so I'm going to end up, I warp gate it, but they instantly kill it. So it's a very short-lived time over here. But what I am able to do is make landfall on this side of the map. So now we're in cycle 11. And I'm able to send reinforcements in. At this point, and this is 14 hours ago, I'm 2 weapons behind, but 3 terraforming up and even there. Banking I'm down, but I don't really care that much about banking. They're not spreading their tech around to everyone, so if they did, if the outer ring actually shared their tech with everyone else, I would be in so much trouble. But they are so disorganized, it's ridiculous. Oh, yeah, and then this happened. So, let's go back a little bit so we can see when this... So this was 20 hours ago. So it's like 6, 7 o'clock p.m. my time. And they launch on me. Now, they get quite a few ticks without me catching it because I was busy. I had stuff going on. And I didn't think anyone was going to actually attack me. But needless to say, I had double the amount of ships there. So this will be thwarted. But what this did do is it's going to weaken pink. And so now I'm talking to red about, listen, you guys say you're with me, but you haven't done anything yet. Let's get pink to attack me. I'll blow them up. You kill them and push out that way. If I can get purple working with me, pushing on yellow and blue, and red taking out pink, and they're both working with me, I know they're going to turn on me at some point. But the other teams aren't working with me at all. And so I just weaken my biggest threats, and then I kill them later. It's exactly what I do. I'm going to make another little launch up here. You can see I'm launching here. Reinforcement. I'm going to blow these things up. I'm still sending ships down here. I've got pretty nice infrastructure getting my ships to the front line. And you can see here I'm just now pushing in. And this is where I'm at right now. This is current time, cycle 11, and 4 hours to go. So what's important when you back off, you see I've gotten a little bit of territory here. I've been warp gating as I go. I'm going to start pushing in. At this point, I'm not going to take any more purple. I'm just going to go ahead and I will take this home star. I will give up this little star that they're coming up. I just could get there first. And then I'm just going to start taking all the yellow stuff. This is great. So I actually want yellow to kill purple, because then I can kill yellow and not offend and get the stars without having to upset purple. I've given purple tech. They've asked for it. I've given them some free tech. Happy to help out. Nason was really kind of like the ringleader of this whole thing. Not a Mason. Old Bay Mason. He hasn't really been. He started vocal in Discord, but not really doing much down here. But I've got more ships coming. And on this front, I'm gonna start making some serious, um, I'm gonna say doing some serious damage. And blue isn't really sending much to defend it because they got to worry about this quadrant. So if this quadrant can just lock him in place and keep him there while I have this quadrant, who's going to threaten it? Red isn't really able to. Purple's defending it, and purple's helping me attack. So I have my northern section just defending against the big threat. The second biggest threat is green, and this can defend against that. And then the southern section, I need red to hit purple, red to hit pink. I'm sitting pretty. Now, you can see that. Oh, did he mess up? Did he not get his? Did he? I thought yeah, he had it. Oh, he did, and then he gave it up. So yeah, they can, because they had 1, 2. Yeah, they ended up getting all their stars. They got their 8 home stars. I don't know why they haven't stopped their APIs yet, but that's where we stand. We are in the fight now. We've got allies, potential allies, enemies on the left. I kind of don't want to win, but they're kind of giving me the win. They're helping me win. So maybe it's a flawed format. The problem is if I don't win, Crimson and Blue is poised to. So like Purple's like, what's our path to victory? If I just go and kill them, well, that's not it. So I actually think they were smart to team with me in hopes of surviving, because I 100% was going to come kill them, but they talked me into working with them. So good job. Yeah, and I also want to say good job to Pink, because Pink is, you can see here when they attacked, they spent 800, they sent 1,000, they sent over 1,000 ships at me. None of them are going to land, but everyone's been talking, you need to kill me, and they're the only people that have actually attacked me. Everyone else has just been attacking each other and consolidating. Only Pink. So I say Blue is the power team, Pink is the brave and honorable team that are doing the right thing. Purple is the diplomacy team. So all three of those teams have a reason, have something honorable and something worthy of winning. Yellow has just laid down and done crap. They are terrible. Green also is giving up one of their home stars here. See, so green again is just lying down in their garbage. So you're really with 3 teams, and then red, they're on the fence. They haven't done anything yet, but they're positioned to, and they've been talking. Now they just need to put it into action. So we've got 3 potential winners, not counting myself, with a 4th waiting in the wings. If they strike at the right moment, if they convince Pink to go all in on me, and they hit, that would be an epic, epic move. I hope they do it. It'll be fun. Moving on. I'm now 3 days ahead of this point. Let's see what has transpired. Again, the main focus on my side was to poke and try to establish myself in the east, while defending myself from the south and, seeing where else I can make some progress. As we move forward here, we'll just go a little bit at a time. And you see that I am still just here. Let's do it this way. Here's the last 3 days on this front. We're just going to do it front by one front. So now we're 2 days ago, and they are just, Pink is the only team that continues to just come at me and throw everything they have into me. Now I'm able to, of course, defend, but they've done a pretty nice job of taking a lot of my ship count down, and you can see now they're at 1,500 ships. They're gonna breach this. They're gonna actually get through if they keep coming. If red actually helped, it'd be a whole nother story. Okay, so now let's go back in time to where we just were, and we'll look on this front. On the western front, there is not a lot going on. The one thing you're going to see down here is this Pink and you'll see exactly what they're doing. They are working to get on to capture eight home stars, and they do that. So at this point now, Pink they can change their APIs and hide themselves from me. Blue has already done that. So this was a day ago. They were able to do that, and then they kindly gave those stars right back to Green. Green doing some fun with waypoints, but not actually anything real. I've got plenty. They have one attack coming. I will easily defend it because they've not been doing much. But they've got a lot accumulated here. 2,000 to my 1,000 now. All they got to do is attack. And I've told them this. I'm like, just attack. Like, why are you not attacking me? If anyone, they're complaining I'm getting too far ahead. I said, if you, sorry, if a cat, who is my newest cat. He's a teenage cat. He's got a lot of energy. Okay. So now let's look on the northern front. And honestly, there's nothing not really much point in showing that. What I will show though is here, because what I was trying to do in the last 3 days was to establish myself, work with purple to attack yellow. The problem is I probably, in hindsight, should have just killed purple and taken their stuff. Purple's too weak, but a little bit of a spoiler there. So you can see here I was able to make some good progress before blue was able to get over here. Even getting a little, poking way up this way. I got all the way up to here, but I'm only able to send 1/4 of my ships, and they're sending almost everything over here. Yellow's sending everything they have, and then blue is coming as well. So between the two of them, basically I lose ground. So this was 2 days ago. This is the farthest I ever got. Like, when you zoom back out, you're like, oh, I'm starting to get a presence here. Well, there's one yellow player still playing, Prey Mason. All the other yellow players, Stuart Mills is on 1 star, the many is in 1 star, and Prey Mason's on 3. So yellow is essentially just one player, Prey Mason. But Prey Mason's doing all right. They're actually right behind Grimson. So these two are the ones that I'm butting heads with over in here with the help of purple. When I say the help of purple, I mean by myself and purple watching. But you'll see yellow does things. Grimson's coming in playing like a stud. Very impressive. I don't know. Someone had a seizure there. I guess it is confusing, but honestly, it's just kind of annoying. And honestly, I haven't been paying as close attention as I should, but I've lost a lot of ground. Because when you look over here now, I've lost a lot of ground. As a matter of fact, I've lost all my ground. I've just got those first 3 stars where I landed, and yellow's advanced. Oh wait, I still have this guy up here. Not for long. Why is my mouse moving like that? You know what I can do? Oh, he's on 2 stars. Where's his other star? Where's the menu? Oh, it's right there. I don't think I can take that out. That's too bad. But you know what? I'm going to lose this star. But you know what I can do instead of just losing it? I can do a little damage here. Let's do a little damage, huh? And that's fine. So that's where we stand. Now in Discord, there's a lot of chat. There's a lot more people dropping out. And really at this point, we're consolidating. We are looking at Grimson is really the only blue player that's of consequence. Prey Mason from yellow. I've been giving yellow crap for just laying over and dying, but Prey Mason's doing all right, so I'll give him some kudos. Claymaking is the strongest green player, who seems like they consolidated the top 2 empires. The Great Off quit. In purple, not a Masons has been consolidating, and then who was the other purple one? Nason. Those are the two that have been the most active. They're just so far behind. And then down here, Gray Martian and Grave Mason are the two that are legit trying, and yeah, I mean, no complaints. Like, they're the only team really trying. And then Red, they gave me some tech, but they're not even really playing. Let's be honest, right? Like, they're not sharing tech across their team. Michelle Bay Mason's still on 2 range, still on 5 range, and I got 3 range. I got 5 range from Gray GPTQ. So they're not sharing tech anyway. Flame Mason, I think, yeah, he's down to 3 stars, giving up his stars, and I believe Michelle Bay Mason's on their way out. So consolidating around the board. And I've not been breached yet, but I'm very vulnerable in the south. I'm very vulnerable in the east, in the west. I'm secure in the east because purple is not attacking me, but honestly, if they got here, they could just... I've got nothing going on. I'm the strongest in the north because I've just been building up. I shouldn't have vision of blue, but and they've changed their APIs, but because they are in a formal alliance with people that I do have their API, I still see everything anyway, which is kind of funny. So that's where we stand. We are on cycle 14. My cat is meowing in the background, and my cat is very upset at the lack of progress these people have made taking me off the hill. Moving forward, we are now 3 days ahead, and a lot's happened. Let's go through that. I'm not sure where to start. Let's start over here on this front. We're going to look in, and this is the front where I'm working with purple to try to grow, and I was going to let them take my area and hold back this yellow-blue push. Red has been pretty neutral. Now let's watch how this goes. So this is cycle 14, and as you can see here, it didn't take long for me to start losing. They had such an overwhelming force, and again, they played well, and they actually, I was picking on yellow for most of the game, and Prey Mason has come out of nowhere to really be a force in the north section of the map, actually even passing up Grimson in terms of power. And so I sent over another 1,200, but yellow was just on fire, and between yellow growing on purple and enough of this support from blue, I really started to struggle. And it was at this point then that I'm like, all right, I need purple, I need to start taking your stuff, get over here. And then I did make a mistake. You can see purple making their exodus to get to the center, which I promised. I got out of their way. They had these 1,200 ships coming. It was in the middle of the night, and I meant to move this, and I woke up an hour too late. And instead, I blew it up. I'm so sorry, Purple. Purple was like the only team helping me, and I just punished them. And it's not on purpose. So you can see my foothold in here. My mistake, I think, is I should have just taken purple stars right away, because I started to get the purple stars down here, but it was too little too late. There was just this overwhelming flow of the enemy, and then he tried again. At this point, I'm like, well, there's no point you getting 90 ships over here, so then I just did, like, nope, sorry, you're just gonna die now. And so this is where I'm at now. It's cycle 17, and I've got some stars. I've got one massive lump of ships, but really, I've lost my entire foothold. What'll be interesting now, though, is once purple and I are gone, will yellow push into red, which I imagine they will. And red finally started to launch on purple as well. So purple will be the first team really completely out of the game. I think they were the team that started really aggressive and attacked both neighbors, and they're paying the price. Okay, so let's go back now to cycle 14 and look at another front. Let's look down here. So this is the front where the only team attacking me was pink. And I was defending them off I was defending them, I could say, just fine, but I had a quarter of my units down here, and they were relentlessly coming at me. And so this was now 2 days ago. I decided to let them land, and in exchange to try to grow in the outer ring. That was my strategy, so to get to the outer ring and grow. And so I gave up some of these areas, my inner stars, to grow. And you could see here, they completely, I don't have vision because they were able to get rid of it. I just lost everything that I sent to them. And now, this is one day, 7 hours ago. My logic was, let's go ahead and let them in. But like, if they leave something with not a lot of ships on it, I'm gonna take it back. But I'm not gonna. You can see I'm not gonna stop them for the most part. I don't like right here. I specifically I'm like, I don't want to lose my 300 ships. Let's go ahead and avoid that. Although then I ram them into something else. So pink is doing a nice job here of progressing, and you can see I moved 100, 133, 110, and I'll move these 400 out of the way too. I'm going to give pink some love because pink is the only team that actually had the balls to attack me before anyone else. So now let's go over to the green front. Now green is the empire, or the team, that gave up their home stars so blue could could go remove their APIs, and now is doing the same for pink. I made one attempt. I was briefly on their systems, but it didn't last long. So now we're a couple days ago. You see him making a push to me, and again, I let them get on. I don't defend it entirely because it was a losing battle. I wanted to group up and then again get to the outer ring. So you can see I sent 1,000 here, got another 13 coming here, and my goal is not to defend a losing battle, but to let them in the middle and me secure myself on the outside. And so at this time, I'm both letting them grow. The problem is blue came with them, but I'm also growing on their outer ring. So this is a day ago. Get to my northern front next. But blue ended up capturing the star, and you'll see they do give it to green. But green, because I was attacking, is defending their outer ring versus pushing in. So they're playing, in my opinion, the wrong game. And this is why I'm going to punish them. What, in my opinion, green should have done is give up the outer ring and go get my home star. They're so worried about me attacking them that they're losing sight of the objective. The objective is to get this star. None of these matter that much. Now, of course, if you don't have any other stars, that's fine, but they could just send the ships in the middle and get my stars. But they refuse to do it. Now, blue comes down and helps. They're coming down to help defend and protect the outer ring. But then when I looked, I'm like, wait a minute, what's going on over here? Blue's pushing in. Green's got just my home star. Let's fix that. Let me punish green for defending their outer ring and not going after the objective. And so this is current here. I'm going to take this over, and blue might get it back, but I'm like, nope. All this attacks, all the stuff you did, I've just reclaimed all of it and completely disrupted you. And if you look back here, now blue's got a bunch of your stars, so green screwed themselves by losing sight of the objectives. Don't feel bad at all. Bad on them. And finally, Grimson and Company, Grimson, Metal Mason Station, Gray Station, and Prime Mason. They've done a really nice job really controlling the tributes. They've gotten almost all the banking, the intel, I think I've given them 3 or 4 different techs from Experamason. And they have definitely gotten the support of the other players that they should win. And I'm okay with that. They should win. So I had these 3,000 ships here on the border, and they saw that. And I told them to come and I'll move. They didn't believe me, and so I made the first move, and I said, okay, oops, let's go ahead and bring back the leaderboard. So here we are back in cycle 14. Now I don't see all their movements because, or their waypoints, because I don't have shared vision of them anymore. I'm getting it through the formal lines with yellow. So you can see I moved my 3400 off and they launched pretty quickly. So Grimson is on the job. And do I try to defend? Oh, I do for some reason. What a jerk. What a jerk move. Here comes another 1500. That's going to land. I attack him here. I've got this 3000. I'm like, you know what? Let me go back and make him pay. Let me see if I can get on the outer ring for him. And meanwhile, he's pushing in and trying to be very smart about the stars that he gets from me. So this is 2 days ago. Very efficiently, a very good tactical fighter, and able to defend up here. So, boom, my 3,400 ships are gone. Left a mark on him too, though. You can see from a tech perspective, I'm keeping up in weapons, but I'm falling behind overall because they have Prey Mason with 103. So they have 2 players with a lot of tech, and I'm just bouncing between them. So and I keep giving them tech. I think I've given them like 2 manufacturing. So yeah, I mean, there's no way I can win this battle. So we're a day ago. And again, same thing. I'm like looking for opportunities. I'm not going to just give it to them for free. But, oh, this is kind of a big deal. Experamason. 1 star. 1 star. They're right here. Experimason's final star. And he's dead. So congratulations to Team 1 for killing Experamason. Now they get that benefit for the next 4 cycles according to Kaine's rules that I never totally agreed to, but whatever. I don't get the banking, but it's one less thing I have to try to manage. And no one else is going to get no one else will be forced. I won't be forced to give them my experiments or my tech. So we are now 1 day ago. And again, I'm trying just to reclaim some of the stars up here. I'm going to make them fight for it a bit. And here's where I lost. So 12 hours ago, I ended up losing all my vision. You kind of see it go dark. It doesn't really matter. I'm not going to be getting up there anyway. And I have now, this is current, I have lost my foothold here in this section of the map as well. So zooming out, we are at tick 17. I've also been knocked off the top of the leaderboard. Prey Mason, who you'll notice was not included in any of these fronts, continues to just push on the outside. Now, that sounds great, except that's not the objective. When I spoke with them, they said they're fine letting Grimson win. And so Grimson was going to win either way. The only way Grimson doesn't win is if Yellow does something about it. And if he's fine with that, so be it. It's been an impressive display of Prey Mason. It's an impressive job of coming back after Yellow fended off Purple, fended off me, gave up stars to Blue to be able to change their API. They've done nice work. So at this point in the game, I only have vision of red and purple. You can see I've pink, green, blue, yellow, all were able to get 8 home stars at least for a turn, and therefore have their vision taken from me. My front in the east is about gone. I'm sure it won't last another day or two. I was hoping to be able to get a better front in the west. That's not happening. I was hoping to get in the south. That's not happening. No way in the north. So my life in the game may be short-lived. Even though you're looking at it like, hey, I still have the second most stars, and I still have the most ships. So here's a ship chart. Yeah, yes, but. So what I'm hoping to do is to avoid conflict, and you can see what's going to happen. Green's going to go away here. Blue will get it back. Blue has this home star. Blue has my main Gray Mason home star. They just need to get this star and this star. And right now, pink is the only other team that's going to stop them. Green is in no position to get back over here now, right? So I'm all over green, and blue's going to be all over green. So green is essentially dead. Yellow's not trying. Blue's going to get there. Red has basically done nothing this entire game. No idea what their plan was, or is, or will be. They'll probably just die to yellow. So it's blue's game to lose. I don't know how blue doesn't win this game. They played well. They would have to have yellow turn on them, and yellow and pink would have to basically work together to fight blue off. So we'll see if they duke it out. But right now, it still is blue's game to lose. Cycle 19. Let's move forward a couple of days, and like always, things have changed. We left off with me trying to get a foothold in the outside, and at this point, there was a lot of negotiations happening, and I started to get pleas of help from both yellow and blue to work with me versus the other one. Yellow, little Prey Mason, told me they'd been diligently working on pink and red to help them push back blue. And blue reached out and said everyone's going to be turning against them, and they feared if I didn't help them, yellow would just win. And so I thought this was a prime opportunity to say, you two duke it out, you two fight each other. I'm going to grow in the outer rings, I'm going to kill. I'll probably die over here, but let me try to kill green. So blue, you help me kill green, and then I'll push into pink. It'll help you. And then I'll push into red, and you two duke it out. And if yellow starts to get too strong, I'll hit yellow. If you start to get too strong, I'll hit you. I'll be transparent. And that was the deal I tried to make with both sides in an attempt to grow in the outer ring and get half the stars here. And then at that point, I'd be so strong I could finish off getting the other 66%. So even at cycle 17, I felt like there was a shot, but it needed the other players to play along. Will they? Here's what happened in the east. You'll see that red finally gets going. I invited yellow to take my home star. Meanwhile, I asked them not to kill these, but well, they did anyway. I tried as I may to recover. You can see my presence in the eastern part of the outer ring was diminishing. I did get some vision back. I sent some more ships in thinking I could help. And this is where we are right now. They said they were just going to take this, but then, well, something happened we'll talk about when we get to the other sections. But as you'll see, I am mostly gone. I do have one more move, so let's go back to where we left off. Down in the south, there's very little to see because I push out, red reacts, blocks me, and pink just takes all my stuff. I retreat what I can, but really, red just rallies to defend their outer ring. My things blow up, and they've then taken my whole section. And here's where we're at right now. Blue finally coming up with a formal alliance with pink and working together. So good on red for actually finally doing something. There's absolutely nothing of interest in the north other than me losing my stars. But over in the west, this was my last hope. My last area to try to really make some grounds. And blue told me that they would help me gain a foothold. But that window was brief. And my honesty in saying that I was going to be a neutral party made them feel like it's not in their benefit to work with me. If I'm not with them, I'm against them, which is fair. I was trying to be honest, and well, I paid the price for my honesty. And you'll see I've even sent in some more ships over. You see that blue continued to try to make some headway. And this is where we're at now with the final decision. Because I was unwilling to commit to yellow, yellow said they need to kill me. Because I was unwilling to commit to blue, blue said they're going to kill me. They ended up working together. Blue, they said, hey, listen, we're both the two strongest players in the game. Why don't you and I just team up and we'll kill everybody else? Gray, green, pink, red, and then we'll see who's the strongest. Mano y mano, or mano y, I don't know. Prey could be female, actually. I'm guessing maybe? I don't know. But, so yeah. So what do? Here's my dilemma. I do nothing, and they just kind of pick me apart, and they get their big duel at the end. And I don't want that. I'm the king. I'm still the king for now. I want to decide who my successor is. So who's most worthy? Not red. They've done nothing. Not green. They've not done much. Pink. Pink's been the most brave, and they are worthy. Yellow, I thought, gave up. But Prey came back strong and has shown great diplomacy, uniting the South, and so a lot of respect for Prey Mason. But you can't take away what Grimson and the Team Blue has done. They've been the most dominant force in the game this entire time. They seems like they've spearheaded a lot. They're the ones that held me at bay. They're the reason that I'm not more powerful. So they deserve this, in my eyes, more. Even though Prey Mason came on strong at the end, they did good work. Maybe make him a duke or an earl, but not the king or queen. And then pink, I feel like their lack of diplomacy, at least with me, makes them not worth. Again, maybe they can be nobility in the new king's court, but not the king. So what I've done now is this. I shared my API with blue. Actually, I did with yellow, trying to get them on board. I'm moving everything out from the outer rings. Everything's coming out from the outer rings. They're all going back to the center. Everything in my east is attacking yellow, taking the home star. And I think I might be able to do a pretty good number killing yellow off over here. I think I can. And then over here, everything funnels to pink. I'm going to give blue all of this. I ran out of money, so I can't warp gate everything. But next cycle, I warp gate everything. All this moves down on pink. Between me hitting pink and yellow, I think that should weaken them enough that blue can win the game. And I'm the one making the decision, not them. I'm the king. We are now on cycle 22. And this is a little recap of what happened. At this point, the outer ring doesn't even matter. We are focused in the center. And we left off with me trying to make sure that I'm the Kingmaker, and I get Team Blue and Crimson the victory. Let us progress. At this point, they're in pretty good shape, right? They've got these two. I'm offering them the West without resistance. I said, I'm going to throw everything I've got into the South. And I'm going to help you reclaim the East. You just got to get it. You got to hold it for 24 hours. So let us watch what has happened in the last 3 days. I use my money to help the transition. It's like I'm a good partner. I'm a good ally. I'm helping them out. You can see in that short 24-hour period, I completely give up everything, and I'm efficiently moving forward. I'm bombarding everything down here against the South, against pink. And this is a neat little trick. I want to make sure I show you this. This was clever and important. So, at this point, Grimson has one ship coming, and he arrives in 2 hours. In 4 hours, Prey Mason comes, and he controls this is where they're coming from. If I'm not careful, he warp gates this star right now, and that 4 hours turns into 2, and he arrives the same tick. I abandon this, and yellow gets it. And so what I have to do here is I destroyed my warp gate so that he gets there in the next hour, and he gets there in 3. So even if even if that got warp gated, it wouldn't matter. So I had to control that. It ended up he didn't do it, but maybe because he saw me kill the warp gate, and therefore I'm able to just leave and get him. So that 2,000 ships coming in plus the other 400, they're just now becoming a nice little defender for this star. And at that point, blue, and so where are we at now? We're at cycle 20. Blue just needs one more star. One more star for the win. And it's a bit of a mess down here. But, no, I went a little too far. Hit the wrong button. I'm sending in everything. And I think, yeah, right here. Right here, I get it. Cycle 21. Now, right about here, we also had the war declared between blue and yellow. And so we just needed blue to defend. I think green was just getting attacked. Pink and red were working together in the south. But yellow started to attack red as well. You can see here they're going in on red to grow. And that's Prey Mason and Grimson going head to head. Now I don't have much help here from my ships. I depleted everything I had to take this out. But who has it right now? This is pink has it. I think blue has it here. Yeah, Grimson does have it. But the problem is, he got that star, but then he gave up the star here. And you can see them all retreating. Blue is retreating. I asked them what they're doing, and I didn't get a good answer when in the group chat. Grimson did send me a private message that said, my teammates decided they want to do a surprise for you. Thus, I won't provide you my API. I'll say no more about that. Just trust their plan. And anyways, at least 5 to 10 more days will be needed to end this. Thus, it's better if you relax for now. So, and I said, well, so what happened? You guys couldn't get the ships to defend? That's sad. You were so close. He says, no, we could have won, but my teammates decided to do something else. And as they're the reason I was able to grow, we'll follow their plan. I'm not sure to explain now. I'm not sure to explain now. In case, I'll do it after the game is ended if you have any questions. So, there's a master plan that I'm not privy to, and I'll just then forward along what's going on. And as a matter of fact, at this point, all you really need to see is this, the color of the stars, and we'll just go. And you can see that yellow has the eastern stars, and here's current. So here's currently where we stand. Pink ended up getting that back. I have only vision through the APIs, which is pink and red, and I don't know what they're doing. They have a plan. Now, one other little tidbit, I don't think it's going to matter. Kaine's not going to really do anything. He's 1 range away. He needs 17 range to make landfall. And I think he has the 3rd most ships in the game. So that might be fun, but I don't think it's going to matter. He's not going to really influence the game. So we'll sit back and let them do whatever they're going to do. Blue says they could have won. I think they could have won, but they have another objective other than winning. Let's see what that is. We fast forward 7 days into the future. The game is done. Did not see this coming. Let's go through what has happened in the last week. We knew that this blue-yellow teams had something up their sleeve. I thought blue was just going to win, and they could have won. I said, oh, we could have won. Okay, then why didn't you? They had other plans. So we'll just start going through here. And again, we're just looking at the colors as the ticks go on. And one of the things you'll see is yellow in the bottom right taking over red, blue on the western front taking over green. We're now 5 days ago. But I do want to point out one little other thing here. Kaine. What is he doing? It's a little laggy here because all the history and all the info that I have. But yeah, something is going on. What could it be? Let's continue. Go ahead now and start to just look in a little bit over here. Because in the grand scheme of things, Kaine isn't going to really influence the game, right? He's not even playing the game, right? I mean, Kaine made the teams, but what is he doing? Why is he going for my home star? So now we're 2 days ago, and Kaine got to my home star, allied with yellow. He's routed to my other stars? This is odd. There he goes, the little white ships going through the galaxy. Little Kaine on vacation, setting up. Blue's in on this too. And we're 1 day ago, 14 hours. And at this point, yellow has basically killed red. Blue has killed most of green. Pink's about to be eaten. Finish off red. At this point, you have Prey Mason at 270 stars and Grimson at 263. It's a 2-player game. Without going into the details, they worked this scheme out themselves. There were other deals and details in it, but I think at one point after Blue didn't win, like Prey Mason was so far ahead, like 10 levels of weapon ahead, that they probably could have just won the game too. So now Blue could have won, but didn't. Yellow probably could have won, but didn't. And they take Kaine off of Vacation Island, a prior teammate and other Stoned Ape champion, and let him take the stars. And let's get the time. Oops, what do we let's get the timing right. Did he take them? Yeah, he took them. And then he holds them for 24 hours. Third on the leaderboard, mind you, taking Gray Martian out of any rank points. And this is really, I'll just refresh. This is where we're at. It's Grimson, Cray Mason, and Holiday held this for the 24 hours. And so it was announced that the game is over. And it's a tie. They thought it was only fair to end it in a tie. Nobody won. So let's go through the win conditions. I have to get 66% of the stars to win. I didn't do that. I was eliminated. Or any of the 5 players needs to control the stars for 24 hours. They didn't do it. So none of the teams won. Kaine, who was really just there as an observer, was allowed to take them, and they all agreed that that counts as a tie. So you know what happens here? In Discord, we play these games, right? You get some rank points, but who cares? Like, these rank points aren't significant. We're not getting a badge. You play these games, the Stone Age games, you're playing them to get a role in the Discord server. Like, let's take a look at this one. Oh, if you win any team game, you're a team game champ. Game 1, 2, 3, 4. You get that little, you get a cool little banana icon. Like, you're playing for this team champ. And then, well, I mean, I happen to have Ape 1 game, Ape 1 champ, Ape 2 champ, Ape 3 champ. Do you know who's getting the Ape 4 champ? Nobody. Do you know who additionally is going to be added to the role of team game champ overall? Nobody. So by them tying, they made me the indirect winner because my role continues to be as elusive and elite as it is. It's not watered down with these other rubbish players who can't get a win. So, even though I lost, I still won. At least that's my take on it, because no one else is going to be a team game champ now. So let's talk who the players were. Let's give some credit now to the teams. On the blue team, Cabal is Prime Mason, one of the masterminds over here. You have GB, Metal Mason, Fu, and Gray Station, and then the X player. So X, Fu, and Fu played out of his mind. He's the one who stopped me from winning and really screwed me up in my game. So, I mean, truly a great job by blue team, except for the fact that you should have won when you could have won. I don't know why you didn't. You should have won. You're playing to win. But okay, you let your foot off the gas. That was your mistake. You open the door for Team Yellow, who got decimated early, if you recall. You had Sharon, you had Baron. They got beat up pretty bad early on. Stuart Mills, Lawrence was out, like maybe one of the first players. But Lyra, absolute stud, absolute baller of a player. And tops the leaderboard, played great. Great diplomacy, great tactical playing. Lyra, you could have won too. Now you don't get the badge. You don't get the role. You got to earn the role. You got to earn it. You didn't earn it. You let yourself not get it. Let's move on. Team Purple, Stoned Ape, Nat 20, Logan, decoy. The most aggressive team out of the gate, and I think hurt themselves a little bit by their being overly aggressive. I tried to work with them earlier, and I couldn't really help them enough. So I feel bad that they couldn't do more. But I thought they played great, and then just didn't make friends. Team Red, I don't know what Team Red did all game. Like it was Monarch had some ideas, but then they weren't able to really execute it. The Doctor, Bin Bosch, and Chan's, I don't know what they were doing. Pink. Pink, to me, they're not on the board at all, but I feel like they are worthy because they were the only team that attacked me, which is what what every team should have been doing. So a lot of respect for Team Pink. That's Gingy, Jubilfet, Rollick, and Blu-ray. Yeah, I thought they played great. And then Green. Green, you had Bellum, you had Bio, you had Buried Found, and Crid. And they were team players for sure. Like they let both of their neighbors get enough capital stars to cut my vision. Yeah, they played great. A great team game. They never set themselves up to be in a position to win, I don't think. So I think Red, in my mind, kind of came in last. Like they didn't really do anything. Well, Red or Purple. I mean, Purple played good early on, but gimped themselves. So I'd say Purple and Red kind of came in last. Green, third from last. So those are the bottom three. And then you got. I would give Pink third place if I were giving rank. If I was, just from there, I felt like what they were trying to do was the right thing to do. And but you got to give Blue and Yellow kudos for the top two teams. And so I would give both of them second place because they tied. They tied and they got second place. There's no first place. That means I get first place. I'm the winner. Thanks for playing. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. I think there were a lot of issues with this format that we'll correct in the future. Stone Date Game 5 is now 1 month away from beginning. If you are interested, the next game will be played in Solaris. Solaris is another game very much like this, browser-based. I think it was the same code base, branched off. It adds other cool things to this type of a game. We're going to kind of water it down because a lot of the player base don't understand it that well. Like they haven't played it enough. So we're going to water it down. But we're going to move over to Solaris for Game 5. If you're interested, get on Stone Dave Discord. Get engaged, and you too can play and be a loser like all these players. Or you could be a winner like me. See you there. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this, click on the link for the next episode. And don't forget to click subscribe for more content.